easy to prepare and delicious. They are kid tested. Our kids eat all of them. In fact, they help come up with a couple of them in there. Got lots of vitamin smoothie blends in there for pre-workout, post-workout, some superfood blends, some dessert recipes, dessert blends, and basically hit all the categories: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks and desserts. So check that out. It's only $9.99. Also, we have a meditation program. We have Julie's Honey Meditation, which is a phenomenal way of getting in touch with yourself, unlocking that creativity within to pursue that more authentic version of yourself that's dormant in there, waiting to come out. And we just released a vitamin B12 supplement. It's a spray. It's a daily spray. If you're on a plant-based diet, vitamin B12 is an incredibly important supplement. It is basically the one nutrient that you can't, or it's incredibly difficult to find in the plant kingdom, so it's important to supplement with that. And you can find it in certain fortified foods like breakfast cereals, almond milk, rice milk, soy milk, coconut milk, things like that. Any nutritional yeast. But the form that we have in this spray is called methylcobalamin. It's highly absorbable, and it doesn't need a lot of biomechanical processes to break it down and make it usable by your body. So it's a great product. We love it. We're proud to offer it. It's $20 on the website, so check that out. And even if you're not on a plant-based diet, you might be surprised to find out that a lot of people are B12 deficient. If you want to find out if you are, you can just talk to your doctor. You can give you a simple test. So anyway, and not to mention my plant-based protein recovery formula, Jai Repair. It is a mixture of 3 different plant-based proteins: hemp, sprouted brown rice, and pea protein. It also has L-glutamine. It has some powerful antioxidants like resveratrol and great skin extracts, and the sort of kicker ingredient that distinguishes Jai Repair from all the other kind of recovery formulas out there, or plant-based protein powders, is cordyceps mushroom extraction. That's something I've been using for years that I believe is very, very beneficial in my training. It's been used in Chinese herbal medicine forever, for hundreds of years, and Chinese athletes have experienced some pretty interesting results using it. Essentially what it does is it helps with oxygen uptake and improves lung efficiency and capacity. So I find it to be very helpful both post and pre-workout, and really proud to be able to have that in Jai Repair. So that's what we have up for now. Right now, Julie and I are in the midst of putting together a premium series of videos on doing a fruit and vegetable juice detox cleanse. So we're just in the production phase of that right now, but it's really looking cool, and I'm pretty excited to be able to offer this. I really wanted to have it out by the new year because I know everyone wants to kind of kick things off and start fresh and wipe the slate clean and all of that. But in order to really do this right and put out the high quality product that we want to be able to put out, we're taking our time and trying to just make sure that it's right. So it's probably going to be a couple months before that's done, but I'm just mentioning it now because we're in the middle of making it, and I'm excited about it. So anyway, look out for that, and we're also working on some other new supplements and products and services offered through Jai Lifestyle, working on some retreats and etc. So anyway, enough of that. Today, the podcast. Welcome back. Thank you for stopping by and listening. Episode 10. Can't believe we're already on our 10th episode. Yeah, we just started. So we did start actually. Brand new, and we are still trying to find our way through this and learn how to do this right. So forgive any amateur mistakes or audio recording problems or anything like that. We're doing the best we can. And we're heading back from Hawaii to Los Angeles in about 5 days, and we're going to get back to LA and have some new studio equipment, and we're going to try to notch things up in terms of production value and quality and all that. So thanks for bearing with us through this early phase. So today, very, very exciting guest on the show today. Very proud to have the phenomenal Garrett Weber-Gale on the show. Who is Garrett Weber-Gale? Well, if you're a fan of swimming, and Olympic swimming in particular, you've probably heard of Garrett. I would say he's a household name, but if you follow the sport of swimming, he's certainly a celebrity in that world. And beyond that, he's just a really fascinating, interesting, great young man. And I was really excited that he was willing to come on the show and share with us today. I've known Garrett for a couple of years. First got acquainted with him through Twitter, which I love the fact that I met him initially through Twitter. And I've been following him for some time, and he's really a remarkable kid. First and foremost, he is one of the world's most accomplished competitive swimmers. One of the leading sprint freestylers in the world. His accomplishments go on and on. If you're not a fan of swimming, maybe that won't mean anything to you, and you might think, well, I'm watching I've never seen this kid, I don't know anything about him, but I almost guarantee you that you have seen him swim, because almost everybody saw that relay in 2008 at the Beijing Olympics, the 4x100 freestyle relay, the relay that included Michael Phelps. And it was a relay against their arch rival France. It was a very hotly contested race. There was a lot of pressure on both countries to win this race, and France, as I recall, I think it had the better of the United States, or I can't remember exactly how I got that from, but anyway, this was a big race, and as they were going into the fourth leg, America fell behind France, and Jason Lezak, who was the anchor leg on that relay, pulled it out, touched out France for the victory, and it was so exciting. The race has gone down as the greatest race in United States swimming history, and I think it's one of the greatest Olympic moments of all time, and Garrett was on that relay. So you probably saw him swim, and you probably saw him jumping up and down on the deck after they won the gold medal there, so that's the guy we're going to be talking to. But he also won a second gold medal in the 4x100 medley relay at the same Olympics. Garrett is a former American record holder. He held the American record in the 50 freestyle, 50 meter freestyle, blazing 21:47. He's also the first American to go under 48 seconds in the 100 meter freestyle. So when I say he's a fast swimmer, I mean he's like super fast, right? Like one of the fastest swimmers ever. He also won an NCAA championship. He was an NCAA champion in the 100 freestyle. He went to the University of Texas between 2003 and 2007, and he continues to live in Austin and train under the tutelage of Eddie Reese, who's the head coach there, and has been the head coach there for forever. And he was the head coach at Texas when I was a swimmer at Stanford in the late 80s. So he's a legendary coach, one of the greatest swim coaches of all time, and Garrett has thrived under him. And what's interesting beyond his athletic accomplishments, and why I think Garrett is such an appropriate guest for the show, is his interest in food and nutrition. Most swimmers that I know, and in fact most elite athletes actually don't know enough about nutrition, or simply aren't really all that interested in it, but Garrett has a very profound and keen interest in nutrition that started back when he was 19 years old and was diagnosed with high blood pressure, which sort of forced him to take a look at what he was eating and try to dial it in and address this medical issue that he had. The doctors wanted him to go on medication, but because of drug testing, etc., some of the drugs that the doctors wanted to put him on the banned list, and Garrett gets tested all the time, so that was not an option, and of course he wanted to continue to swim to compete, so he really had to take matters into his own hands, and he had to essentially heal himself with food, and that's essentially what he's done. And that experience of learning about nutrition, learning about food, learning how to cook, really planted a seed in him for this passion for food that he has. He's passionate about cooking, he's passionate about helping people get healthier, and this is a guy who is so passionate about food that when he has time off in the off season, instead of relaxing by a pool, he flies off to Europe and apprentices under some of the top chefs in the world at some of the craziest, most amazing restaurants in the world, like Michelin, 3-star Michelin restaurants. And Garrett's a guy who's a go-getter. He's been able to connect with some of the most famous chefs in the world. He's rubbing elbows with Daniel Boulud and guys like that, and also is always giving back. He uses his culinary skills to host fundraisers to raise money for kids organizations and for the United States swimming as well. So he's an inspiration. He inspires me. I love following him, and maybe most of all, what I love about him is just his pure enthusiasm. He has an amazing positive attitude, and he's just enthusiastic about life, and the world truly is his oyster. He's a really amazing character. So very proud and excited to have him on and chat with us. So without further ado, let's talk to Garrett. Let's do it. Episode 10. All right, there's a lot to say. Garrett Weber-Gale, how you doing, man? I'm doing great, thank you. How are you? I'm doing good. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. I know you're pretty busy. Garrett's out at the Olympic Training Center right now. What are you doing, a training camp? Yeah, I'm at a training camp out here with the University of California, actually, under Coach Dave Durden. I'm getting the opportunity to train with some different guys. Nathan Adrian, who won the 100 freestyle this summer at the Olympics in London, and Anthony Irvin, who is a longtime great American sprinter. He competed in the 50 freestyle in London, and just fresh air and new opportunity to learn. Yeah, very cool. I mean, for those who don't know, it's the best of the best when it comes to, you know, the world's greatest 50 and 100 freestylers, right? Yeah, and really, I've been at Texas for 10 years. University of Texas training there. I love training there. I think that system, that program is the best in the world. But you can always learn from new people, and I'm just trying to come out here and pick up some things in the weight room and the waters and drills and some different technique things on my start. So it's really been a fantastic experience so far. Yeah, that's great. And I think it's important to mix it up. You know, it's easy to stick in your, stay in your rhythm and work with the coaches you always work with and believe in. But, you know, kind of spread your wings a little bit, try something different, and mix it up with some people you don't, you know, necessarily train with that much. Yeah, and I think actually one of the most beneficial things is that you get, when you're in your own zone, you kind of start building this mentality where everything that you are doing, everything your coach is giving you is the best, and you think that your team, you guys are doing all the best stuff in the weight room, the best stuff in the water. But really, when you go and get a chance to work with some other people, it really is eye-opening that, you know, people are stronger than you in different ways, and maybe they're doing some different things on their stroke that you could learn. Really, it's just a unique opportunity to always try and get better, and my philosophy is I'm always trying to get better than I was before, and I know that I can't do it alone. I need to be pushed by people who might be better than me or know more than me. Yeah, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. But you also have to be careful, right? Because you want to feel confident about your primary coach in the program and believe in that wholeheartedly. So it's, sometimes I think it can be a risk to try something new, and you don't want to be second-guessing, you know, your main program. Yeah, that's true, and it's easy to always say, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. Texas trains way differently than Cal, and Cal probably trains way differently than Georgia versus Auburn versus Stanford, and it's easy to go into a different environment and think it's all fun and games and new and exciting. But yeah, you have to stay confident that what you've been doing with your coach is what got you there, and will continue to help you be great. Yeah, right. So cool. So how long are you there for? I got here on the 30th. I'm here until the 10th. And what are you currently training for? Like, what's the focus? Actually, well, dang, I don't know let that cat out of the bag because it hasn't been announced officially. But I'll just say I wanted to compete in a meet in Israel for many years, and I'm Jewish, and you are not allowed to compete at that meet if you're going to World Championships as well because they're at the same time. So in 2005 and 2009, they have this meet every 4 years. I went to the World Championships and did not go to this meet in Israel, but this year I'm finally getting the opportunity to do it, and I'm super excited about it. I've always wanted to do it. They haven't announced it officially yet, so I'm not going to go there, but I'm sure some of you guys will know what that competition is. Right, I think I know what it is. I'm not allowed to say it myself either. You better not, Rich. Okay. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to screw anything up for you. So, but, you know, it's the second largest sport event in the world. This year there'll be 8,500 Jewish athletes from 130 countries competing, so it's pretty special. I'm very honored and excited to be part of it. Yeah, very cool. I mean, I know athletes who have participated in the not before mentioned event. It's the same thing I'm thinking about. And they, you know, it was a life experience for them. But, you know, I know guys that did it, 20, 30 years ago and still talk about it being one of the greatest experiences of their lives. Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Well, Garrett, you are one of my favorite athletes. Certainly one of my favorite swimmers, but one of my favorite athletes in any discipline. And I was trying to remember how we first got acquainted. I know it was through Twitter. I don't know how it happened. It was several years ago when you first got on my radar and we chatted a little bit. I've been following you ever since. And I just love, you know, kind of your lifestyle. I love your enthusiasm and your positive attitude. And, you know, you're really so generous and kind of providing a window into what it's like to, you know, live and be a professional athlete. And you're great on social media. You share so openly about, you know, what you're going through and all your experiences. It's been really fun to watch your career unfold. Well, I appreciate it. That's my goal to hopefully give people a look inside what it's like trying to compete and be on the world stage. And you know, they didn't have Twitter really at the 2008 Olympics when I competed, but I have really tried to do the best job I could, keep people in touch and, you know, the World Championships I've been to. And it's just a really unique opportunity for me to try and inspire people, teach them some things about being healthy, eating healthy, cooking healthy. And I really enjoy and I'm honored that people follow me and that I get to interact with them. Yeah, it's cool. It's been really fun for me personally, and I know a lot of other people have been getting a lot out of it. So I want to take a step back and kind of go back to the beginning. You grew up in Wisconsin, and I assume you swam a club team there? I did. I swam in Wisconsin. I swam for Nicolay High School, and I swam for Schrader YMCA for a little bit. And just grew up in Wisconsin all my life, swimming and sailing and skiing. And today I'm behind Colorado. I see this mountain every day. I'm like, golly, I wish I could go out there skiing. It'd be great. Yeah, you don't want a broken ankle, though. I don't think that would well, so would not be good. Let's stick to the pool for now. Plenty of years later on that you could ski. True. So when did it start to click in, like that? You know, when did you first start to show real promise as a swimmer and think, wow, this could be, you know, something beyond, you know, the local club team, and you know, maybe I could take this to the next level? Yeah, well, my mom and her brother and her father all swam in college, and my mom actually had my sister and I in the water when we were 6 weeks of age, even if it was just for like 4 minutes, just to get us used to the water. And so I was always around the pool, and always around swimming. I was on a summer league team when I was a kid, and I was always naturally really good at swimming. And I lived around the corner from this outdoor pool in the summer, and all our friends would be there. My sister and I we were just pool rats. We spent all day there, and it just kind of was a natural progression somewhat. And my parents, they're really smart in that they forced my sister and I to do many different things. So even if we wanted to swim year round, they wanted us to do something else. I played soccer, I ran cross country, I played middle school basketball, I played baseball, we went to summer camp. My sister got really into art, and it wasn't until my freshman year of high school that I started swimming year round. And actually, this was kind of a defining point for me. My parents, I love basketball, and I thought maybe I'll swim 1 year and then play basketball the next year because they're at the same time in Wisconsin during the high school season. And my parents said, no, you should pick whatever you think you're going to be best at and do it to the best of your abilities and really focus on it. And I thought that swimming would be my best option for really pursuing it at a high level. And I thought I knew that I was a good swimmer, but I never really put the effort forward swimming year round or going to morning practices or spending time in the weight room. And so I decided to swim. That was the first time I ever swum year round, my freshman year of high school. Interesting. I mean, that's unusual, I think. I mean, most swimmers that reach your level start to do the 2 a day because of year round training, you know, as early as, you know, 12 years old or so. Yeah, and I think that there's a place for that for some people, but I've seen so many kids get burned out. Their parents have this desire to have them be this great athlete, whether it's swimming or cross country, basketball, whatever. They push their kid to do something year round and grind it out, and really it's not possible for most kids to do it for so many years. And so when I started doing it freshman year round, I was excited about the challenge and the possibility of how fast I could get because I never really worked before. You know, I would swim for 4 months, then play basketball for 3 months, then play baseball for 4 months, and I just started working hard, and it was a funny thing. When I started working hard, I started going faster, and I worked harder, and I went faster, and I started going to weight room, and I got even faster, so it was just a natural progression. And how long before you started kind of posting times that, you know, made an impact on the national scene? I went to the YMCA Nationals, and I won my freshman year. I won the state high school meet in 100 backstroke my sophomore year, and then my junior year at the YMCA Nationals, I went 45 for, it was pretty fast time, 100 freestyle, I got second. And after that, we made a really unique decision, my family and I. We were kind of this understanding that to really be great at something, you have to have a great coach and be in an environment that can help you swim faster and push you to a new level. And in Wisconsin, we didn't really think that there was a coach that could take me there, and there wasn't a program that had swimmers that were dedicated enough and wanted to push the envelope enough. So we looked at going to either a team in LA, Nova Aquatics just south of Irvine, and we looked at going to Texas with Randy Reeves, who's actually the brother of my coach now. And my mom and I went to Texas after my junior year. We spent summer there, and I got so much better. I begged my parents to let me stay the first semester of my senior high school. So my mom and I stayed in Texas and I swam, and I got so much better. I was trained like crazy. It was so exciting because for the first time in my life, I was around other kids who really were passionate about working hard and becoming great swimmers. And my senior year of high school, I went back to Wisconsin to compete in high school swimming. I broke the national high school record in 100 freestyle. So people, a support staff to help develop an elite athlete or a concert pianist or whatever it is. And I couldn't do it alone. And my parents, I was living in Texas with my mom, my dad was living in Wisconsin, my sister was in school in Rhode Island, so it was very trying times for them. And I thank them, so much. And really the greatest moment of the Olympics for me was seeing my parents in the stands when I was on the awards stand and how happy they were and how fulfilled they were. I knew how much dedication and sacrifice, how much money they spent, how many times they journeyed in the morning practice at 5:30, and that was just such a great moment. Yeah, for sure. And I think there's this idea that because it's an individual sport that, it's kind of all for one, and if you win, then you're the one who, made it happen. But it's just impossible at the level that you're at in any sport to, achieve what you've achieved without, dozens of people behind you helping to make that possible. Absolutely, there's no question about it, and really, I think one of the most important things that I've been taught from my parents and also from my coaches at the University of Texas is that it's really important that you go and thank as many of those people who helped you and help them understand what a difference they made in your journey, because really, that's one of the most important aspects, always being grateful for the people who helped you get there. Yeah, for sure. And that's a lesson for life. Really. Yeah, for sure. Eddie Reese, our coach at Texas, he always tells us after every meet, go shake the hand of every single official on the deck. Those guys are volunteering their time. Thank them for being there and supporting you guys. So that's what we do. Yeah, that's good. When I was writing my book, and it got to the part where, I turned it in and it was essentially completed, but I still had to write the acknowledgments, the thing that goes at the end where you kind of thank everybody that helped you out. And, initially I was just going to sort of thank, my family and people that helped me write the book, but the more I started writing it, I was starting to think, no, this book is the story of my life and all these things that happened, and it's appropriate for me to, address and thank everybody that, played a part in making this journey unfold. And so I turned in the acknowledgments. It was like, 10 pages long, and it was like 10 pages long love letter to essentially everybody who, helped me out my whole life. And my editor and my publisher were like, this is too long, like, we can't, this is going to screw up our pagination, and I had to, fight this out and say, no, you don't understand, like, this is, like, if anything, this is, like, the most important thing, like, this, I have to have this in here, and they had to, reformat the whole book to, make it fit and everything, but, yeah, it's you have to do that, and, those people need to know that that's how you feel. Yeah, that's true, and there's this ongoing thought about what does winning something really mean, like, what does an Olympic gold medal really mean? You're not obviously competing and devoting your life to go to the Olympics because you want a materialistic object, and, it's interesting, the medal is beautiful, I love it, and I love sharing and showing people the medal, but I guess what really is the most satisfying for me is having my parents and my sister and all those people who supported me be happy, because, they put a lot of, it's like an investment. You don't know if you're getting anything back from it, but I just try to give as much happiness and fulfillment back to repay everything that everyone did for me. And the medal is just the symbol of the journey. And I'm sure when you're 85 years old, you'll fondly, think back on that 4x100 free relay or other highlights of your career, but you'll probably even more fondly look back on, just hanging out with the guys that you trained with and, in the locker room after practice, or, all of that is really, where the real value is. No doubt about it. So cool. So, alright, so your family kind of, really goes the extra mile to, get you out to Texas and take you to the next level, and so I assume that then attending the University of Texas was kind of a no-brainer for you, or, did you look around at other schools? Yeah, I definitely was. I looked seriously at Cal, Stanford, at USC, Arizona, and at Texas, and it came down to USC and Texas for me. And when I went to Texas in high school, that was no relation to the fact that I ended up going to Texas, but Texas was great. I wouldn't have rather gone to any other school. The coaches there. But really, the reason I went to Texas is because I thought it was the best world of swimming and academics, and I really believe that the coaches would be there for me more than just swim coaches. And I think the fact that Eddie Reese and Chris Cubic at Texas cared for me more about Garrett the person as opposed to Garrett the swimmer, that's really why I progressed and excelled in swimming and also did well in school. Interesting. Well, for those who don't know, Eddie Reese is one of the most, if not the most legendary swim coach in the history of modern swimming. And he was the coach at Texas when I was in school, which dates me, back in the mid and late 80s. And Texas was an absolute powerhouse back then and has remained so for such an incredibly long period of time. And I don't know that I've ever heard anybody speak ill will of Eddie. I mean, he's an amazing guy and an amazing coach. No doubt, yeah, he really is. So you show up at Texas and you become a member of this, iconic swim program, and then something happened with your health when you were about 19. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah, so I went to Texas in the fall of my freshman year was 2003, and when I was 19, really kind of in the start of 2005 season, started my junior year, I went into the training room and I got my blood pressure taken, and they said, okay, well your blood pressure is kind of high, why don't you come back, tomorrow or the next day, we'll retake it. And so I went back the next day, it was high again, and they said, why don't you just keep coming back and we'll just test it before you go to practice. So I got to the point where I was going to training every day, and the doctor was taking my blood pressure every day before I went to practice. And after about a month, they said, man, your blood pressure is always constantly high. So they started running some tests, and I saw cardiologists, I saw nephrologists to look at my kidneys, and actually on 3 different occasions my blood pressure was so high that it forced me to not go to practice. The doctor took the reading, and at one point it was 213 over about 110, and the danger was is when you actually go work out, your blood pressure goes higher, and it put me at a really severe risk of having a stroke or heart attack. And it was a mind-blowing experience for me. Just a year earlier than that, the summer after my freshman year of college, I missed making the 2004 Olympics when I was 18 years old by one place, and a year later after the 2004 Olympics, I was sitting on my couch, and the doctor told me that day that I couldn't swim because my blood pressure was so high. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know what, my Olympic dream might be taken for me, and it's no fault of my own. And that was a really scary realization for me. I really had no idea how serious high blood pressure was or could be, or even that it was potentially stop me from swimming. But I decided I needed to figure out a way to change this. I needed to figure out a way to lower my blood pressure. It's interesting. I mean, that's very unusual for somebody that young to have that condition. I mean, what were the doctors telling you? Is it a genetic thing? Is it just a freakish thing? They really didn't know what to say. They have no idea why it's like that. Interestingly, there are other young athletes in certain sports that have high blood pressure. Some people think that it is the added stress that you put on your body from so much training when you're in the pool. Some people will say it's your personality. I mean, I'm pretty high strung. I'm a big perfectionist in a lot of ways. I don't really think that's what it is. I think I'm pretty relaxed most of the time. But I don't know. I think doctors are really good at fixing things sometimes, but they're not very good at telling you why something happened in the first place. And so no one ever was able to figure out why I have high blood pressure, which is frustrating. Yeah. So, but they did have an idea of what you should do next. Damn, sure. Well, yeah, I mean, they wanted to put me on medication. I said, there's no way I'm going to take medication right now. I'm tested by 3 different drug testing organizations, and I hate putting anything in my body that I don't have to. So I said, what else can I do? And they said, you can try and refine your diet, and you can try and do some relaxation exercises. So I started to see a nutritionist and figure out what I needed to eat and some of the things that I could do to lower my blood pressure. And the only problem was is that right around this time I had moved out of the dorm. We were freshman sophomore year in the dorm at Texas, and I had no idea how to cook anything. So even if I knew what I should be eating, I had no idea how to cook anything, which was a big problem. Luckily, knowing you now, that's very hard to believe. But yeah, it's crazy. So growing up, my sister, my mom, and dad always cooked everything for me. And I loved eating good food, but I had no interest in learning how to cook. And part of the thing was, in high school, I get done swimming at 7 o'clock at night. So by the time I got home, they had to have dinner ready for me. Otherwise, I was just the nastiest grouch if I'm hungry and my blood sugar is low. So I never knew how to cook. And my parents luckily had the foresight the holidays that year to give me some private cooking lessons from a chef in Austin where I live. Culinary Academy, Culinary Institute in Austin. And I would go to his house on Saturdays, and for about 5 hours, we would just cook at his house. We would taught me knife skills and how to make a stock and how to, whatever, cook a chicken, roast vegetables, make a cake. I mean, anything I wanted to learn, the guy would just teach me. And it was a blast. It became a huge passion for me. And really what it was is swimming, as you know, is very long-term gratification. We work for months and months and years so that hopefully sometime down the line, we have an opportunity to go best time and fulfill our dream. Well, cooking, you work for 30, 45 minutes, an hour in the kitchen, and all of a sudden you have something that is hopefully delicious if you're doing it right, is fueling you. In my case, it was lowering my blood pressure, and it was really an exciting time for me because it gave me a release from school. It was kind of a way that I relaxed. And what were the kind of foods that you learned how to cook that were having an effect on your blood pressure? I mean, what was the switch? Yeah, well, originally it was just simple things. You know, I kind of came from the normal swimmer's mentality, and a little bit of swimmer's mentality is that a lot of swimmers and athletes in general have an entitled mentality on food and eating, which is I work so hard, I'm training my butt off, I can eat anything and not gain the pounds, I can eat anything and I'm fine. So within the dorm, you know, a lot of it is not the healthiest food.